Welcome to another episode of Rough Cut. We are clear for launch. Oh, that's a fearsome start. That start was so strong for something so old. Keep in mind, I've looked under the bonnet and there are a couple of vacuum leaks and it's still idling perfectly. It's still idling beautifully. Cold start works. RPM is above 1000, so it's about 1100 cold start. Alright, so we're going to reverse out the car. Keep in mind, it's still in its original condition. It's what I would call a survivor car, meaning it's been unrestored, it's been looked after very well. It hasn't had a ton of miles put on it. It only has 104,000 kilometers on the clock. Piston rings are still good, valve seals are still good, and we have the go ahead to move. RPM has come down to about 1020, 1050. So that shows that the oil is flowing around and it's settling down a little. Put it into reverse and let's see how it goes. Steering feels good. Car feels tight. I know you can't tell anything from just reversing the car out. What is it? What is that supposed to mean? Does that mean belt? I think that. Damn! Look at the seat belt. Look at that options. Damn! Does it have memory seats? Okay, that sign is. That tone is like you're in the shopping mall and it's gonna close. So it's like telling you like, we are going to close the shop, get out now. I must say I'm ABS. Okay, one thing I did notice is the ABS is starting to act up, so that could be a pressure switch. It could be the paddle switch, could be one of those. But I think it's something very minuscule, something very minute. It's not that big. Okay, something is telling me something. There's a hazard light on. Oh my, we have some trouble. That's weird. The red-headed triangle just left. It just said, we have the emergency. Stop. Then it's like, 9, get it. It's back, it's off. It's back. It's off. Ooh, we have a little pinking from the engine. For all you gearheads who know what pinking is, congratulations, you know what pinking is. For all you other guys that don't know what pinking is when you do not get enough air or fuel into the combustion chamber and the piston is very unsettled, the combustion chamber is overly hot and you get a little bit of noise coming out from the valve train. That's pinking. So here we have the Saab. So it's a 2.5 litre V6 transverse, so it's a front wheel drive, 2.5 V6. You would assume the front is quite heavy, but after driving it some time, it's not heavy at all. It just feels heavy, but as soon as you take it around some bends, it's a very princessy car lah. Like very sensitive, very emotional when I drove it. Up front we have two hydraulic dampers that still work. It basically was the most modern 2.5 litre V6 of its time to Saab, that is. It had a mass airflow sensor when all the cars were still running airflow meters, external air intake temperature sensor, which nowadays it's built into the mouth. It's not separate like this. The heat shield in front is more symmetrical than a square. Look at the heat shield. The beauty cover cannot be any more straight. There's so many straight lines here, there. The manifold has the only curve in it. This part, this whole configuration here reminds me of the 2.5 litre V6 in the Alfa Romeo 156. It's so clean the way it's done. The timing covers are done. Look at this rubber gasket here. It's still intact. And it's soft. It's not hard. It's soft. This old girl has been properly maintained, really properly maintained. And the precision. You want to have a look at precision? Look at the distance between the cover and the belt. That is precision. To the millimeter. That is precision. Look at that gap. See that gap right there. You know, like cars these days, like for the past 10 years only have this notch here where you're like, oh, the boot's too far. How do I pull it down? This was 27 years ago and it had this, and look how sturdy it is. Then, this lock is 27 years old. Why does it look brand new? It looks brand new. Look at these bolts. The copper plating is still nicely preserved. Look at that. And it still says GM. If you find yourself in a situation where there's 4 people in the car already and you don't have any place and you have a book to read, well, you can always jump in the boot, set off, and when it's time for you to read your book, you can on your reading light. If you can't see, the reading light is on. And then now when I off it, so there you go. You can kidnap people and they can still be productive in the trunk of your Saab. Oh, a small compartment for you to change your lights. Okay, I just found something very interesting. This car is Scandinavian, correct? Where is Nokia from? Finland, right? Come and have a look. So under here, suspectingly, you have your spare tire, correct? Yes, we do have a spare tire. Yes, it's only a spare tire, but it's made by Nokia. I'm surprised there's no phone in here. It's made by Nokia. Why a Nokia tire? Oh, I know. In Finland, the roads are not like Malaysia. The roads are not like Miami. The roads are not like Portugal. There's no tarmac. Almost no tarmac. What is there? Snow, salji. Tons of it. Look at the threads. These are wet weather / snow threads. Look at that. After 27 years, it still has a solid thump. If you look in this 27-year-old Saab, you can't tell that it's 27 years old. Yes, the dials probably could be digital, the aircon system could be a little stronger, the dashboard could be a little bit more different, but it's not how things have gotten better, it's how things were, is the point of this. Things were simpler, things were better, things were less complicated. History of Saab, they have made engines, they have made artillery, they have made planes, they have made fighter jets. And the most important thing is, this car has fighter jet heritage in it. So for instance, if this is a fighter jet right now, so you're on the move, you're on the move, you're going, you see your enemy in the sky about 2,000 feet in front of you. And you're like, alright, he might be able to see me in the dark because my lights are on. But when I press this button right here, it dims every light in the car, making me almost invisible. Almost invisible. The important thing is almost invisible to my enemy. So they have taken their fighter jet heritage and their tech and put it into a Saab. That's why if you see Saab adverts from the 90s and the early 2000s, they have always associated their cars with their jets. Their jets with their cars. The performance of the engine with the thrust of the jet. Why? Why? It's because the same guys make the same car. So the key should be on the right side, behind the steering column? No. On the left side? towards the door like a Porsche. No. Where is it? Smack dab in the middle under the handbrake like a fighter jet. Let's talk about flaws right now. On the onboard computer here, we have, if you can make it out, I can, I hope you can, coolant level low. Did any of you guys get that? Yeah, that says coolant level low. This part is broken, so this is age. This is what age will do to it. So let's see if we can open it. Do we pull this? Ah, okay, so we got it open. Look at that. My hands are here. It's coming down automatically on its own, and that's it. This doesn't happen. Sad but true. If that is not enough, you want some more. There you go. This is some more. This is what Asian heat does to Scandinavian made plastic. It works. Wow, that's a pop out. Let's see the center console. Wow, this is back in 1997. See these grooves here that are still not broken, Mercedes-Benz and BMW. You see this? It's still not broken, Mercedes-Benz and BMW. You see that? Mercedes-Benz and BMW? It's not broken yet. It's still not broken. Look at this. Look, I'm fingering the damn thing. It's not breaking. Mercedes-Benz and BMW. Can you see? You have the coin holder here. Oh. And then we have the handbrake. In Volvos, you always see this elephant pubes. You see this? But in Volvos, if you don't see it on the older models, because they're already gone, the handbrake has been put up and down so many times that these little hairs have started to split and say, alright, I become the Red Sea, let's split. Not in a Saab. You see, this has been coated with whale semen. That's why it's stiff. And look at this. Look at this small feature here. We have small reading lights that you can move. Look at that. And my hands are here. The light is directly in my hands. You can see a bit of like an orange tinge. Yeah, lights are here. So that's just nice. Let's try, okay? I know you guys really want to see the car with the top down, so let's try. Let's give it a try. Let's put the top down, bring down your visor, remove this. Both the visors are down, both the clamps are off. Now for the moment of truth, keep in mind this roof has not been unlatched and opened in a decade. That's 10 years, a solid decade. So let's give it a shot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the roof can't go further. Well, that's quite a lot of effort for the old girl itself, because if you look, the back is already up, meaning the people at the back can see the sky. The flap actually works, but the trunk does not want to come up. So yes, check soft top indeed. There is some powder here. That's for our consumption. No, it's not for our consumption. The powder here is actually from oxidized plastic. You can see it's coming from here, it's coming from the rubber, it's coming from the plastic. Even after all that, the roof is still intact. The glass is not faded. There's no imperfections whatsoever apart from a small, could be a sensor. It could be a roof switch, an actuator. Something that you expect to go wrong on a 27-year-old convertible, which is fine. Let's bring it down. Exactly what I asked you.
Malay or English?
Either one, wherever you're comfortable.
Bro, ada makan pisang tak?
Ah, what a lovely coffee. Hello, darling. I'm driving the Saab now. You know, I've never actually driven a Saab, and it is one of the best cars that you can think of. It's inspiring performance, it's inspiring style, it's inspiring safety. It's a weekend car meant for the open road. Beautiful, majestic, Scandinavian bliss, I would call it. Scandinavian bliss.
Can I drive?